Hello, my name is Karishma Punwani. I'm the Director of Academic Product Management here at MapleSoft. Over the past year, MapleSoft has introduced new ways for students and teachers to leverage the power of Maple to support math education. In this talk, you'll learn about the free Maple Calculator app, which allows students to solve math problems, check math homework, and explore graphs on their phones. And you'll also get a chance to see a demonstration of Maple Learn, an online version of Maple designed specifically for teaching and learning math and solving math problems from high school to second-year university. Now, when it comes to STEM education, MapleSoft supports students and educators with three core products: Maple, Maple Learn, and Maple Calculator. As you all know, Maple is our flagship product. It was launched 40 years ago and is still our most important product today. Maple is a desktop product for doing mathematical computations, and it covers over 5,000 algorithms across all areas of mathematics. Backed by a powerful math engine, a sophisticated programming language, an interactive document interface, and an extensive list of point-and-click operations, the goal of Maple from a STEM perspective is to help students develop an intuition and understanding of mathematics without having to devote too much time or energy learning the technology. Now, this conference is chock full of amazing presentations on Maple and education, so I won't delve any further. Rather, I want to use the remainder of this session to focus on our newest products for STEM education, namely the Maple Calculator and Maple Learn. So let's start with the Maple Calculator. The Maple Calculator, powered by Maple, is a free mobile app that allows students to solve math problems, check homework, and explore graphs on their phone, solve differential equations, and so much more. And we are adding new functionality with every release. The app also lets you see 2D and 3D plots of your expressions. And above all, anything that you can do in Maple Calculator, any expression you enter or problem you solve can be instantly sent to Maple and Maple Learn. So let's see the Maple Calculator in action. So this is the Maple Calculator. And now let's start by taking some pictures of a few math expressions that I've written down in my notebook. So here I have a system of equations, the picture. Instantly, I'm taken to the results screen and I can see on the plot where the point of intersection is. I can also see the solution over here. And if I want to upload this into Maple, all I have to do is click this little Upload to Maple button, and you'll notice that it'll upload it to Maple via the Maple Cloud. And so I'll show you how we can actually retrieve this. So here's another expression. And in this case, again, I get a bunch of different options. What I'm interested in showing you now is that 3D plot. So I can rotate it, move it, and I can click on this little icon to get a full screen view of that plot. Matrix. Oh, let me actually take a picture of that again so I can bring it into the Maple Cloud. So let's upload that into the Maple Cloud. Here's a matrix. And I love using the camera to take pictures of matrices. It just makes entering it in so much easier. So you'll see again the solution to linear solve, Gaussian elimination. Here's the reduced row echelon form. Back. Here's my differential equation. You'll see that the Maple Calculator will return the result to that differential equation. So finally, a picture of this limit expression. And so something else that I wanted you to notice is that if the solution is undefined, as it is in this case, the Maple Calculator will actually let the user know that, and will say that the limit in this case is undefined. And so here I've uploaded this to Maple Cloud, and I'll show you after the demo of the Maple Calculator on the phone how we can go ahead and retrieve those expressions into Maple itself. Let's move to the editor screen. And the first thing I want to show you here is I'm going to type in the expression sine of x. So sine of x, and you'll notice as soon as I get that, here we get a graph. And so that's another thing I like about the Maple Calculator is when you're on the editor screen, it also acts as a graphing calculator. And I can go and change this, and I'm going to change that to sine of 2 of x, and you'll see that the plot updated instantly. And now I'll go ahead and do plus cos of x. And here you see the new expression or the updated plot. Now let me go ahead and type in ln of x plus 1. Here's the plot, and I can go ahead and change that to 10, and then I get an updated view of the plot. And I can also enter in system of equations and see points of intersection right on the editor screen. So 2x plus, oh, x plus 3, and we'll do equals 4x minus 5. So here I can see the point of intersection. So I didn't even have to navigate to the results screen, but I could have if I wanted other options. In addition to using it as a graphing calculator, you can also use the Maple calculator as a regular calculator. And so one of the things I want you to notice is how it handles fractions. So here I'm going to have 1/2 plus 3/8, and you'll notice that it gives me the result both as a fraction as well as a decimal approximation. And the Maple calculator also can handle symbolic constants like pi and infinity. So let's go ahead and type in 5 times pi plus the e to 2. And then over here, I'm going to use this little select icon to select the numerator divided by 3. And here I have the result. Similarly, I can go ahead and type in sine of pi divided by 2. And you'll notice that I have the result right away in radians, but if I was looking for result in degrees, I can just go and change this, and this is the result in degrees. So here, let's enter in another problem. I'm going to do x squared minus 1. So here I have the plot, but right now I'm going to go straight to the result screen. So I have the graph, but I can also view the annotated plot as well. And I can click on that full screen icon to see a full screen annotated version of this plot. I also have different options for calculating the factor as well as differentiation and integration. So I can click on this, and let's go back and edit this to x squared plus 4x plus 1. And here you can see the result of completing the square. Go back. And now I'm going to change this, and let's take a derivative of ln of x. I find it really easy to use the editor. And you can see that the derivative is 1 over x. So that's it for a demo of the Maple calculator. So let me stop the sharing of my phone, and let's go into Maple. So I've gone ahead and loaded Maple, and you'll notice that I am logged into the Maple cloud. And so retrieving those expressions that we uploaded to the Maple cloud is easy. So I'm going to click over here, click on My Files, navigate to the Maple calculator folder, and you'll notice everything that we took a picture of in the demo of the Maple calculator on my phone is available. So I can click on this. It'll load the document right into Maple, and you'll see this is the expression, and all the results are visible to me here. So these were all of the results that were on that result screen are now available to me in Maple. And so I can go and I can rotate my plot and do anything that I would normally do to the expression directly in Maple. At this point, I want to go back into PowerPoint and show you, or give you, I should say, a sneak peek of what's to come with the Maple calculator in the next release. So in the next release of the Maple calculator, we are going to have steps. So we're going to offer steps for a wide variety of problem types: factorization, complete the squares, solve, integration, and differentiation. And what you see on your screen over here, this is a preview of what that interface will look like. So the user from the results screen will be able to click on a little icon, which will take them into the steps screens. And then they'll have the ability to see all the different steps. And if a step has sub-steps, they'll be able to click on the icon and then view the sub-steps. Now let's take a look at MapleLearn. As you will see shortly, MapleLearn is an online version of Maple designed specifically for teaching and learning math from high school to second-year university. MapleLearn enables students to solve problems line by line just as they would in their notebook. They can check individual steps as well as final results, perform side calculations, and easily share their work with their teacher, tutor, or classmates if they need help. For instructors, MapleLearn provides an engaging demonstration environment that supports illuminating graphs, the ability to work through examples using a combination of manual steps and computation performed by MapleLearn, and easy parameterization of expressions for exploration of different concepts. Now, one of the motivating factors for building MapleLearn was to respond to educators who told us that while Maple is very easy to use and a valuable tool for learning, sometimes students found the sheer volume of everything Maple could do to be intimidating. So for MapleLearn, we wanted to focus on just what is needed for teaching and learning math courses ranging from high school to end of second year university. This focus allows us to create an environment tuned exclusively to the needs of instructors and students in this particular zone, providing features that other groups of users wouldn't want, and streamlining the functionality they don't need to keep students from feeling overwhelmed. Of course, as a student progresses, they may come to need more than MapleLearn has to offer, and when that happens, students can move to desktop Maple. Now this is the MapleLearn interface accessed via Chrome. With MapleLearn, the full workspace is available to you. Math in MapleLearn is organized into groups, Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. And you can add text and plots to your group and move your group anywhere you want on the page, allowing you to treat the page as you would a piece of paper. Now we did this to mimic how students work in their notebook. The plot window that you see on your right over here, it automatically updates as you click through each group, showing you only the graphs for the expressions within that group. And plots appear in the window as soon as you type in an expression. There's no need for a command. Let me type in another one. And you can embed the plot directly into your group with the click of a button. And now I can add some text. Now, in addition to plotting, MapleLearn makes it easy to parameterize an expression, helping you develop an intuitive understanding of what those parameters actually do. So here's another example, and in this example we want to explore how each parameter affects the graph of the transform function g of x as compared to the original function f of x. Now all it takes is the click of a button to create sliders that control the values of the parameters in this expression. So here's g of x, and I'm going to create these sliders. And now we can move the sliders to instantly see how the graph is affected by each parameter. And you can ask MapleLearn to show you any special points on the graph, such as the x-intercepts and y-intercepts, by clicking on the special points button in the plot window. Now, sliders are not only for exploring graphs, they can also be used to see how results change as you modify an input, as can be seen in this example. So in this example, we can use the slider to see the effects of changing the initial velocity on the stopping time. So as expected, as I increase the speed, the time to stop increases. And we could also parameterize the acceleration variable if we wanted to explore the inverse relationship between acceleration and time. Now let's take a look at another example. In my opinion, one of the most compelling features of MapleLearn is the flexibility it gives you over how you solve a problem. MapleLearn lets you go straight to the answer, so you quickly perform steps that are already well understood, or work out the problem step by step. You can even use a combination of manual steps and steps you ask MapleLearn to perform in order to solve your problem. Now, this is a worked out problem completed by a student using MapleLearn, and it was sent to me via the share link in MapleLearn. So here's the share link. And students can use the share link to share the document with their classmates, tutors, or instructors when they need help. And instructors can use it to share lessons, provide fully worked solutions to sample problems, set up interactive demonstrations, and give homework questions. So in this case, we have a student and he's asking or she's asking for help. So let's see how the student could use MapleLearn to diagnose where they went wrong. So in looking at this question, I can tell that they've set up the question properly, but if I wanted to verify the answer, I could ask MapleLearn to help. So here's the solution for x, and if I split this into two cases, I can see when x is minus 15, y is minus 13, and when x is 13, y is equal to 15. So now that we have the result, let's see if the student made a mistake in their main derivation or their factoring side calculation. So here's the main derivation or the factoring side calculation. And just by looking at the main derivation, I can tell the student made a mistake expanding the expression right over here, but we can use MapleLearn to confirm this. So here's the simplified expression, and this is where they made a mistake. Now, the student could have easily done the same diagnosis that I did, but sometimes it's nice, especially when you're frustrated or struggling with a particular problem, to call out for help. Now, as you've seen, entering an expression in MapleLearn is fairly straightforward. However, if you have a large matrix or a complicated expression, you can take a picture of it using the free Maple Calculator app that we saw earlier and bring it straight into MapleLearn ready to go. So here, I'm actually going to sign in to my account. Show you. So now what I'm going to do is click on that little cloud expression icon. And here's that matrix. And this was the same matrix you'll recall that we took a picture of earlier on. And so now that I have the matrix, I can go ahead and let's say perform Gauss-Jordan elimination. Or if I wanted to, here is the limit. Limit. And I can look at it and I can evaluate that limit. And it's the same result as I expected. Now the connection between Maple and MapleLearn goes beyond the Maple engine. If a user has access to Maple, they can create scripts which can control the math that appears on the MapleLearn canvas and how that math is modified or manipulated, as well as how a user is to interact with their MapleLearn document. In fact, everything that I showed you today could have been authored via a script. And the best way to understand the power of scripting is to see some examples. So let's switch over to Maple. So this is Maple 2021. And here I have authored a script which will check if numbers entered onto the canvas in MapleLearn are prime. And so once I execute this script, I get a link which I can open in MapleLearn. So here we're going to write down some prime numbers. And we'll click the button. So the script added the button for me. I told the script to include a button, but this could have been a slider. It could have been any interactive component in MapleLearn. So here in this next example, I'm actually going to show you how you could use the scripting facility to create practice worksheets for your students. So this is a simple example, but you can imagine the possibilities of the things that you can create. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some results over here just to show you how this would work. Just go ahead and And so it'll go through each one and check if the answer is correct. And then I can ask for a new sheet, and it'll go and give me new problems to work on. So the possibilities of things that you can do with scripts are endless. You can create your own animated tutorials. So over here, we've created an animated step-by-step tutorial for working through solving linear equations. So it'll go through step by step, and it'll actually highlight and show you how you can solve this problem. But you could customize this any way you wanted. Again, this is all just part of a proof of concept to show you what is possible. And if you are interested in scripting, you'll be able to play with it when Maple 2021 comes into beta. So here is that animated tutorial, and the last one that I wanted to show you is a script to help a student identify where they've made a mistake. Again, this is specific to solving a linear equation, but the same principles apply, and you can actually extend this to any type of mathematical problem. So let's go ahead and solve this. And I'm going to purposely make a mistake to illustrate how this works. So it'll go through each one, check my work, and actually identify where you made a mistake. Here, I can correct this, and then I would have to correct this as well. Now I can go and check my solution. So there you have it. So this concludes what I wanted to show you in today's session. I hope you enjoyed this session and you'll take a time to install the Maple calculator and play with Maple Learn. I'd love to hear your feedback. Once again, thank you for attending the session.